So ahead of the game, have you got any injuries or any squad news at all?
Injury wise, it's only what we've got in terms of Tracy and Frankie's now. Frankie suffered an ankle injury the Thursday after Christmas at training, but that's hopefully not looking too bad. So hopefully have her back or in and around the squad, hopefully either this Sunday or next. And naturally, with most teams at the minute, a lot of games were called off on the 2nd of January, as with most teams at this level right now in professional football, with obviously dealing with coming back after Christmas and COVID and all that sort of stuff. So we've got those things to deal with, but injuries wise, we've got what we know in terms of Tracy, and Frankie is out. But we welcome back Nadina. Nadina's back, which I'm delighted about. Amy Hood is available for selection, which is good. So moving in the right direction, ready for a big month.
Okay. So you're playing against a team you know well. Both teams know each other quite well. How comfortable are you going into the game?
Yeah, I mean, I've got a lot of respect for Chesterfield and Mike. They know about us. We know about them. I wrote in this week's programme notes, actually, in the fact that we've played each other 3 times and each game's been won by one singular goal. We beat them 4-3, 1-0 in the cup final. They beat us 2-1. So I'm expecting a tight game. They know how we can hurt them. We know how they can hurt us. We know each other's strengths and weaknesses. I expect it to be another chess-like match where both teams will have to be at their best to get a result and go through. You know, with the cup, it's a shame, isn't it? You know, last year's cup final has been drawn out in the second round, which look at a draw, but it is a bit of a shame that one of us is going to be going out at this early stage. But look, let's just hope that it's we perform and it's not us. Cal and I were sort of saying, I appreciate I've gone off a tangent here, but Cal and I were sort of saying that we feel as though whilst we've been in charge our 3 and a bit year tenure, this is probably the purple patch in terms of our form, goal scoring, performances, just everything about us right now. So we've improved and come a long way since we played them at 2-1. Know that they'll have improved. It was very early on in the season after a difficult year last year with COVID. So I'm expecting a tight game. But one that I know if we perform well, we can go and get the result.
Okay, you kind of touched on it there in a bit, but I was going to ask you, how much have you seen your team change and maybe improve since that loss earlier in the season?
I mean, I could throw that back at you, Luke. You were there on the day. Significantly improve. Just mentality and our ruthless edge all over the pitch. I mean, that, you know, ironically enough, and this is meant with no disrespect to Chesterfield, but the day that they beat us was the game where they hurt us the least. I know that sounds really daft, but the 4-3 game, they had a really, really prominent 25 minutes and scored 2 and, you know, had a few chances in the first half. The cup final, you were there. They had the better of the 2 first halves in both normal time and extra time. The game at their place, you know, their manager, Mikey, I sort of admitted in his post-match interview, we had the ball and they had to change to deal with us because of our strengths. I think we're better than we were back in September. And I think that comes down to just repetition of everything that we want, the mindset and the rhythm that we've found as a team and individuals. I mean, it was the second game of the season. You know, looking now, Abby Morell back then and Abby Morell now, and Chloe Brock-Taylor back then, although she was superb that day, and Chloe Brock-Taylor now, and all the other players as well. Just, we've improved significantly, and I hope that shows in Sunday's game.
Okay. While it is a League Cup game, do you believe a win or a loss could have some implications in the league?
I think January as a whole is a huge month for us. We start with 2 cup games. you don't want to get off to the new year on 2 back-to-back defeats. You don't want to do that. It sets winning becomes a habit, losing can become a habit. We don't want that to happen to us. They're 2 separate competitions, and the team have adapted very well throughout this season. I mean, November was all cup competitions, and we've seamlessly transitioned back into league football in December. So no, I think the team's good enough to be able to separate the 2 competitions and think, right, okay, if we lost, we're out the cup. It's now focused on the league. But psychologically, it can have implications in terms of losing to league rivals like that. So, you know, the games we played Chesterfield before, the 4-3 and the cup final. The cup final was a separate competition. It was the game that ended the season. The 4-3 was the season before, which was curtailed in March. I have no doubt in my mind that had an impact on the game in September. They would not have wanted to have lost to us 3 times out of 3, given what a good team they are. So it can have an impact. I don't think it will know my players, but it can do, and it's something that we, are looking to avoid.
Okay. Then looking at the year in a whole, what do you want to achieve in 2022? What aims and goals do you have for your squad?
I'm going to start really, really cliche and generic and say, go as far as we can do in all competitions. The players know that. And ultimately put ourselves in the best position possible to be at the right end of the table. Again, the players know that. We need to continue performing at levels that we have done. I don't necessarily want to put on targets around points or league position or goals scored or clean sheets. I don't want to do that. But the players know the expectations of Callum and I. We know their expectations and what they're capable of and what we need to deliver for them. So really, it's just continuing in the same form, the same rhythm that we have done for the last 2 years, really. And in particular, the first half of this season where the girls have been absolutely magnificent.
Okay. Thank you very much.